All right, so I'm going to review this. So if you missed any of it yesterday, here it goes. But I'll post this on the Google Classroom as well. Okay. The best way to start is I like to take shortcuts to get character animation done. So the best way to start is I click anywhere, either in here or in here, in the timeline or the white screen, and then hit Command A, and that selects everything. Um, And then after I hit Command A, I hit the letter P on the keyboard, the letter P, and that will show the positions for every single layer. Then I hit Shift S to show the scale, and then Shift R for the rotation. Um, so once you have that exposed, what I do is I turn on the position, the scale, and the rotation stopwatches, and also just make sure that this is at the beginning so that it makes the first set of keyframes there. Um, Now in the Google Classroom, I uploaded this chart that guides you through the different poses, and each pose shows you a different time frame. If you look at the time code of how it should be posed. Now this is just one of the thousands of ways you can animate a character walking. This is so, but this could be applied to the type of characters we're going to be working with. Okay, so let's take a look at how the pose at frame 0 should look like. And if I take the rotation tool, it looks like the body is rotating back, the arm is rotating back, and then this is doing, the arm is doing this, the foot's doing that. Okay, it's kind of levitating off the ground too because it's up in the air. So we're going to leave it in the air, pull the ears back, and that is your first pose for the animation of the character at 0. All right, and because I turned the stopwatch on at 0, it's recording that right at the beginning. Okay. Now, if you look over here, now it says that pose number 2 is happening at frame 7. So if I go to frame 7, and you can see what frame you're in by looking at the time code right over here, and where you and then you'll have another one up here as well, and you can see what frame you're at. At frame 7, now I need to pose it the way I see it on the chart. And a lot of the characters we're gonna do will be different. So, but again, you can still plug in these type of poses to the characters. It's just not gonna be the same. It'll be very similar, but not the same. Um, and that right there is pose number 2. I want to make sure it's touching the ground. Make sure when you put things in the ground, they don't go into the ground like this. You don't want things to get cut off. So just, make sure you don't do that. And so let me finish up this pose here. This is pose number 2 at frame 7. Now it says I have to go to frame 15 where the pose looks like this. Okay. So now your character might be different than mine because we are two different people and we may have drawn it differently, and that's fine. But try and get as close as you can to the chart that I'm sharing with you. Let me erase this. This foot is now down. This one's going up. And that right there is pose number 3. You'll notice as I move the indicator and I'm moving the character, it's adding the keyframes. Now I'm going to go to frame number 23, frame 23. And I'm going to do what you see there on pose 4. Move the arms. There you go. Feet are flat on the ground. The ears are up, and then the body goes down like that, touching the ground. That's pose number 4. Now, when I go to 1 second, which is pose number 5, or 30 frames, it tells you there how many frames makes a second. 30 frames makes 1 second. So at 1, as you see here, pose number 5, it needs to look exactly the way it does at 0. They're identical. They're the exact same pose. So the best way you're going to get that done is you can try and eyeball it, but I like to copy and paste because I'm lazy. So if you take these set of first frames you did at the beginning and you hit Command C, and if you keep this at 1, you can Command V here, and it's going to paste the frames, the exact same one. And then you have a full loop complete. Now, if you want to make sure that it's working, there is a bar here right beneath the time ruler. That's a blue bar at the end that you can pull. So if you bring this over to 1, you can test it out to see if the full loop is going to work. Okay, so now if I hit 0 on the number pad of my keyboard, you'll see somewhat of a walk, or what I think this character would move as a walk. And it's playing over and over again, right? Now I want to be able to fill these 10 seconds with these same frames, so that I don't have to just keep one set of them. Let me put this back where it was. Okay, and now the best way to do this is, and I can put this away now because I'm done looking at it. And what I'll do is, if I want to be able to repeat this over and over again, I can just select all the frames. I'm going to put this right at the end where I did the last set at 1. So if I hit Command C and then Command V, I can paste these and reuse them over and over again. If I want to save more time, I can select all of them, Command C, and paste the other half. Boom, done. So now I have a full animation that's 10 seconds of the walk playing over and over again. Now, if I want to make it so that it's more smoother and more realistic with more appeal, if I select all the frames, like if I select them all, let me do this real quick again. Make sure they're all highlighted. You can, and they're all highlighted right now. Right click on any of these, and then go to keyframe assistant, easy ease. It's gonna put easy ease on all of them. Remember, this little hourglass means you've changed the way the speed behaves on those frames. Now, if I play it, it'll be a lot smoother. I could even, if I want to, I can even activate the motion blur and make sure that they all have motion blur too. So there's motion blur on the body movements if they're going fast enough. And that's basically it. So once you're done with this, we are applying the same rules to this character here. So look at the chart that I shared with you to make this character walk.